Hi, it's Mark Bossard. I'm here with Bernie Pawlik, Pawlik Automotive in Vancouver, BC, Canada. Vancouver's best auto service experience. We're talking cars. How you doing, Bernie?
Doing very well.
So today's guest is a 2020. No, I'm sorry, I forgot. Which year is it?
It's a 2013.
2013 Jaguar XF. I thought 23 was too new. 2013, got quite a bit of miles on it. What kind of kilometerage did it have?
It's got over 100. It's not crazy. I actually don't have the number right in front of me, but it's a bit over 100,000 kilometers, so not a crazy amount of mileage.
So what was happening with this guest?
Yeah, so this guest brought their vehicle to us. He's a regular client of ours. A while back, we identified that his front left wheel bearing was worn out and making some noise. It's a very expensive job because on this particular car, it's an all-wheel drive model, by the way, so it makes it even more fancy and complicated. The front wheel bearing is not replaceable without replacing the whole steering knuckle assembly. And the only place you can buy that is from a Jaguar dealer. Very expensive. I can't remember the exact cost, but it's like approaching 2,000 Canadian dollars just for the part alone. So obviously he was reluctant, got the most mileage out of it he could, booked the appointment, drove it into the shop, and he said, "Man, I'm lucky I made it." He goes, "It was making some horrible noises." And we figured, okay, it's the wheel bearing. And when we put up on the hoist, there was a lot of movement, a lot of play in the wheel bearing, which was very badly worn. So we proceeded to replace the part, which we'd ordered in. Did that, backed the car out of the shop, and it was clunking and banging from somewhere in the drivetrain. We barely even were able to move the car. Did a little further investigation, found someone was broken in the differential. So, unfortunate phone call to the customer. Hey, by the way, you're going to have to spend a whole bunch more money to get this car going.
So is the lesson here that sometimes it's better to get something fixed when it's found because the noise might hide something else that's going bad?
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. And we have worked on this car on numerous occasions over the last few years, road tested it. All we heard was a noisy front wheel bearing. We actually listened with a stethoscope, verified it, didn't hear any noises from anywhere else in the drivetrain. So, yes, you're right. When you don't fix something right away, then other things can creep up. It's like a check engine light. You go, okay, the check engine light's on, the car's running fine, I'll just leave it. Maybe there's an evap system code, which isn't really very important for the running of the vehicle, but if you leave that, then you might have another problem that crops up because the check engine light can come on for hundreds of different things. You don't even know that sometimes by the time you scan it and then find out, oh, there's actually other problems.
So let's go to some pictures. So what are we looking at here?
Okay, so this is the front differential assembly. This is looking underneath the vehicle from the front, looking under the engine. This differential, again, it's an all-wheel drive vehicle, so the differential goes to the front of the vehicle. There's also a differential in the back as well. So this bolts up basically to the engine oil pan, and that green arrow is pointing to the differential because it all looks like just a blob of parts, but there's some hoses under there. Those could be engine oil cooler hoses. Those could be for the transmission cooler line, something to that effect. So here's a rear view. So those arrows point to the differential assembly, which you can barely see, buried in amongst a bunch of parts.
This is the drive shaft here.
That is the drive shaft. So that comes from the transfer case, which is located at the back of the transmission, and that drives the differential, which in turn drives the front drive axles.
Which we can't really see. They're underneath here
Yeah,
somewhere.
the drive axles are buried. They're another sort of hard thing to find. And right at the very bottom of the picture is the steering rack. So that's the steering rack and pinion. So there's a lot of bits and pieces in the way of getting this differential out. As you can see, it's really wedged in there. Axles have to be removed. There's quite a lot of work. Took
This
this thing
doesn't look
apart.
good.
No, it's not good at all. So we got a good used assembly in good condition. When we pulled the cover off, this is what we found. Basically, things had disintegrated. The item on the left is the pinion bearing, that spiral curved cut gear. That's the pinion. That's the part that's driven by the drive shaft from the transfer case. There's two bearings in there, and the bearing closest to that gear was basically gone. There's no bearing at all. So you could grab that pinion and move it up and down half an inch either way. And it's not supposed to have any movement whatsoever. So all that metal debris there is mostly that bearing that's completely disintegrated. This is supposed to be filled with oil. Where the oil went, we have no idea because there's no fluid leakage evident. We have serviced this vehicle and would have checked the fluid at some point in the history of us servicing it. It would have had oil in there, but it's gone somewhere.
This is a sealed unit.
Sealed
meaning
unit, yeah. Yeah, so it has seals. There's three seals plus the case. The case is sealed with like a silicone type of sealer, a gasket sealer. Anyways, usually leaks, especially something of that magnitude, are evident. There's not a lot of oil in here. It's probably somewhere between half a liter and a whole liter. It's a small assembly, but nonetheless, even that amount of oil would leave a stain, and it's gear oil, so it's sticky and gummy, and It doesn't just evaporate like gasoline.
Sure. And this part that we're looking at here is basically this side differentiate.
Exactly. Yeah.
And to look at the other side, we'll go here.
Yeah. And this is the part that bolts up to the engine oil pan. Is essentially a cover, but it also holds one side of the carrier bearing. The carrier is the assembly that rotates in the same direction as the wheels do, the same plane of rotation as the wheels. But yeah, again, you can see it's just full of powdery metal. And then if we look at the next picture, that's the differential carrier. So that spiral cut gear, the pinion gear, rotates that big round ring gear, and that rotates the axle shafts that turn the wheels. Again, you can see just powdery metal all over the place here.
Caked on.
Just caked on, yeah.
And not good looking bearings. These should be
Oh,
shiny
those bearings are just cooked, but they are still intact. They haven't
miracle.
blown apart yet. Yeah, that's right. But it's interesting with differentials because these rotated about a third of the speed of the pinion bearing because the pinion spins faster, about approximately 3 times faster, depending on the gear ratio of how it's set up. So there we go.
And no real clues as to why this happened other than there wasn't any oil.
Yeah, the oil is
Evident.
gone, and yeah, who knows why.
So after repair,
Nice and quiet.
an expensive part to find.
We managed to get a used one, and they're actually available at a pretty reasonable price used. I didn't even try to price out a new one because it's just some things, they're just going to be outrageous, $4,000 or $5,000, and you get a used one for a fraction of that price. And there's plenty of them around. They don't fail that often. So as long as the used one is good, you can tell generally by moving it. And if it's full of oil, it should be good for a long time going into the future.
Sure, maybe another 100,000 kilometers or so.
Yeah, at least. A differential that has the oil in it should last, if it's well built, should last a long time. But I just think about all the Volvos and some of the LR2 Land Rovers that we've rebuilt differentials. They have a bad pinion bearing and it wears out. They just need a bearing replacement, which is an expensive job, but at least the whole unit doesn't fry out. But if you left it long enough, it would.
So after repair, everything is good. Happy
Yeah.
customer, other than it has a bit lighter wallet.
Yeah. Say a semi-happy customer. Yeah.
If you're looking for service for your Jaguar in Vancouver, the people to see are at Pawlik Automotive. You can reach them online at pawlikautomotive.com. You can book your appointment right there, or you can call them to book at 604-327-7112. They'll inquire as to what's going on with your vehicle to get ready for your appointment. You have to book ahead, though. They're always busy. Pawlik Automotive in Vancouver, BC, Canada. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Thanks, Bernie.
Thanks, Mark, and thank you for watching. We really appreciate it.